Merry crisis! It is in fact a crisis, a pet store rescue crisis. Hi everyone, long time no see. I'm in my jammies because it is my day off work and I can do whatever the hell I want. But I'm here to talk to you today about something very important to me. So I know you all enjoyed my the horrors behind pet stores video, and this is kind of a follow-up from it, as I am now part of an organisation called Rescue Not Retail. It's all in the name really. It's an organisation put together to stop pet stores selling animals, live animals, because it's, come on, it's 2025. We should have better welfare requirements. But the government goes, So if you don't follow me on social media, I went to a Rescue Not Retail protest, non-violent protest, outside a Pets at Home in Derby the other day. It was very cold. We didn't have much interaction as it was a quiet Sunday, but a lot of people did read the signs, which was good, and we managed to hand in an open letter to the store to pass on to higher ups. Whether or not they'll read that is their problem, but there has been quite a few other protests this weekend and it's carrying on for the week as it is Outreach Week. And one of the protests, I think it was in Edinburgh, they had press there, so it is getting around, the word is spreading. So this is going to be similar to the pet store video, but it's going to be more informative to what Rescue Not Retail stands for. So going on to stores. I've got my little notes here because my brain does not work. But the global market for live animals is mainly companionship and pleasure. And most pets are wrongly marketed as cheap, easy and fun, which is not the case if you followed my journey and seen how I care for my hamsters the correct way. The pet industry is worth £8.2 billion at the minute, and I just have to reiterate that animals are not objects to breed and sell in any way. There is no such thing as ethical breeders in the pet store scene. It either involves mass breeding or capture, wild capture, depending on the animal. I just thought maybe I should turn my Christmas lights on. That's better. So Pets at Home sell the following: rabbits, hamsters, gerbils, fishes, mice, rats, and in some other stores they also sell reptilians and amphibians such as snakes, frogs and lizards. I've personally never been to any of those stores, but they do exist. As I mentioned earlier, animals are way more of a commitment than people believe. For example, I'll put a picture here. This is a proper hamster cage. This is how it should be. Not like this. This is terrible. This is gross. And with Pets at Home, the staff are not given adequate training on other animals other than cats and dogs. So a lot of the time they give out wrong information, and to say that RSPCA are now partnered up with Pets at Home for the care leaflets, they should have a reality check because especially the hamster leaflet, I've not had a look at the others as much, but that is very wrong, as it states that 2 dwarf hamsters can live together. What they don't mention is, yeah, they can live together if you want them to scrap and kill each other. But The animals are not given proper care conditions in store. I'll put some pictures here of example, the tiny rabbit enclosures, the tiny hamster enclosures. In the hamster enclosures, the wheels are way too small, which can cause back problems. And sometimes they double up hamsters in the enclosures, which, if you watched the truth behind pet stores video, I did react to a video there where there was 2 hamsters in a pet sit home enclosure together, and they were scrapping. They were scrapping. And if they don't kill each other, they'll severely harm each other. They're also barely given any enrichment in stores, which leads to boredom and stress can lead to a hell of a lot of health problems. The rabbits in store aren't allowed to move around freely, as there is normally 2 to 3 in each enclosure, and it's very small for what they need. They need to be able to burrow. They need to at least have like a dig box to have a little dig. They're just not getting the enrichment they need. And on to some legalities. I love my legalities. It's just my special interest, animal legalities. But snakes are the only vertebrate animal who aren't legally required to stretch when held captive. So they can be put in disgusting enclosures where they can't fully stretch, and this can cause problems with their bones, their muscles, even stress and boredom, the main ones. And on to the most regular occurrence is cage rage. Have you ever seen an employee get a hamster out of the cage at Pets at Home and get bit? And oh, that hamster's aggressive, I'm not getting that. But as soon as you take it home and put it in a proper cage, the right size, it's a completely different hamster. Cage rage is so real, guys, so real. Now on to the rescue crisis. I have volunteered at quite a few rescues, and it's clear to see that is a huge crisis in the UK. There's not enough rescues for homeless animals. There is approximately 2.7 million rescues in the UK at this time, and 1 in 3 pet animals are homeless globally, which is disgusting. And this is all because animal legislation is not developed enough. I keep messaging my MPs, sending professional emails. Nobody will listen. Nobody cares. And Labour, I'm going to get political and speak to you in this. Jacob Collier is my local MP. He came to my door before elections and said he will ban fox hunting. He promised to me that he would make sure animal welfare standards go higher. I'm waiting. I keep emailing you, but I'm waiting. Do better. But I've learnt now that no matter what party, all politicians lie. In no way is it the staff's fault at pet stores. 90% of the time it's not their fault. If you refer back to my pet store video, you'll see that sometimes it is the staff, but it's not all the time. A lot of the time the staff are on our side, but they just have to sit back and watch. Did you know that staff have to check for dead fish every hour? This is because the tanks are hooked up to the same filter, so disease spreads really fast. And like I said in my other video, it would be so much cheaper for the pet stores to just get separate filter systems and they'd have more fish to sell. Accidental litters. They are returned a lot due to misgendering. The staff need more training on misgendering, clearly. My source from the other video saw an accidental litter being returned at least once a month, and she was part-time, so imagine what that'd be like if she was full-time. And they're still selling a lot of unsafe products. such as the fluffy bedding for hamsters, which can get wrapped around their limbs, cut off circulation. They lose a limb. It can even get stuck in their throat, cause blockages in their stomach and intestines. Do better. Now on to everybody's least favourite subject, breeding mills. So the animals are normally kept on breeding racks in these factories, mills. It's very cramped. Disease can spread so easily. It's very stressful. Ugh. These places are also prone to flooding a lot. So the animals can either die from drowning or later complications from like hypothermia, stress, trauma. They tend to take babies away from the mum way too early. This can cause significant lifelong physical, emotional and behavioural problems, and this is mainly because they also learn from their siblings what's good to do, what's not good to do. Animals are also known to die in transit from the breeding mills to the pet stores, as they have no access to water or food whatsoever. And the most horrible bit, unwanted animals in the breeding mills are gassed or taken out in much more brutal ways. Once again, sorry if I keep referring this, but if you go back to my other pet store video, in the description there is some links to the PETA videos where they snuck into these breeding mills, and watch at your own risk. I mean, watch because it is really important, but if you are really, really sensitive to those kind of things, I'd take a step back and just do reading instead. Okay, now on to the protests. So the protests are non-violent, respectful, calm and compassionate. We ask the public their opinions, we listen with open ears. Even if they don't have the same beliefs as us, it's nice to hear what they have to say and why they believe in what they believe. We are also considerate. I will link down below the website, and if you go on there you can also join the WhatsApp to get involved. There's lots of resources on the website, and if you do join the WhatsApp there is resources on there too, so you can do your own protest and you have all the resources you need, such as stickers, leaflets, just general information about how we do the protests. And now on to my favourite, legalities. So let's start with the Animal Welfare Act 2006. So animals, see if I can remember this from college. The animals have a right to the correct environment, correct diet, to be with or without another animal, to have the correct enrichment and be able to act like they do in the wild, and to be free from illness, disease, stress, etc. In order to sell animals, you need to comply with this. I will get more into that soon. But it seems pet stores are getting away with it. I don't know how, but they're getting away from it. So the Pet Animals Act 1951 states that you must have a licence from your local authority / council to sell animals. They must have suitable accommodation, proper suitable food, water and vet care. Pets cannot be sold in streets or market stalls, and you cannot sell animals to children under 12, which I think is ridiculous. I think you should at least be an adult to buy animals, but that's just me. Just imagine a 12-year-old walking in, getting a hamster. I know some 12-year-olds are very up to date on welfare and do their research, but just a random 12-year-old, really? There's also the Animal Welfare Licensing of Activities Involving Animals Regulations 2018, which covers selling animals as pets, boarding for dogs and cats, hiring out horses, dog breeding, and keeping/training animals for exhibition. You must have a robust approach to safeguard animal health and welfare. Local authorities/council will be responsible for licensing and inspections, and you must follow the 5 welfare needs. And one of them is animals being sold should not be near any drafts or open doors. Please tell me why the pet villages in Pets at Home are directly next to the doors. So that's like noise pollution, stress, draft. How did we get away with it? Anyway, I hope this video was really informal. Please go and check out Rescue Not Retail and keep a look online for certain petitions and letters to send your MP about animal welfare. As you know, in this channel, we are a big supporter of animal welfare, a big supporter of rescue the animals, don't buy them. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed this. If you did, don't forget to leave a thumbs up and subscribe, and I promise I will be more active. Okay, bye!